inside the van there.
Yeah.
So if you ignore them for the moment, that's how you would normally have got your water into your van, exactly the same as that.
Yeah.
What we've got is that one there, which is direct to tank. So that's your tank fill.
Yeah.
Okay, that one there, it's got a little icon on there, exactly the same type fitting. Okay, it is a shower, external shower.
shower.
Yeah, so don't get them, it's quite easy to mix up, but if you see it's got a shower icon,
Yeah.
just tap that one shut. That one's just for filling your tank.
Right, okay.
Then, so what you've got here is your pump.
Yeah.
So you've actually got an onboard pump. That pump is just the tank fill pump. So when it's operating in a normal Akrol, you can see that there's no electrodes there, look.
Right.
There is. So it's just in that position, it's just using it as a pipe.
So basically, any water in that road going into the system.
But it's actually using it as a pipe, not as a pump.
Right, yeah.
The pump is only used when you put it into the top inlet. Then you switch to tank fill on the control panel, and it will fill your tank.
Right.
Gets the tank full, it switches
It's an
off.
automatic switch off.
Yeah. Well, then what you would do is unplug that, go and fill your Akrol, because obviously you just emptied it into your van, into your onboard tank. Then what you can do is that. So full Akrol, a full onboard tank. Then you've got the equivalent of 2 Akrols, roughly. It's slightly less inside.
Okay.
So then there's a switch, a manual switch you can switch between tanks.
Yeah.
So you can use all your Akrol, switch across to the onboard tank and you use that. Then obviously you're ending with 2 empty containers instead of 1. But you've got that, especially if you're going to use a shower on board, obviously you've got that bit of extra water. You're still limited to how much hot water you've got, but you've got 2 lots of fresh water.
Right, that's not.
Okay.
That explains everything.
That makes sense on that. Yeah. Good. Right. Obviously battery fitted, 240 connections, so they should look pretty similar.
Yeah.
What movie? Had a movie before?
We had one of these, we had to.
It was a single axle.
Yes.
Single axle.
Single axle one. Was it an auto or manual?
It was an auto.
It's auto, so hopefully this control should look pretty similar. Was it a brand new one last time?
It was on the van when we bought it.
Right. So there are a couple of different handsets.
It was a shaped one, I think.
Yeah. It's like but they had slightly different buttons on the older version compared to the newer version. So just confirm that when you see that anyway. Okay, and then you've also got external aerial point there as well.
Oh right. Okay.
So on site, if you're in a bad area for signal, they may have their own booster aerial, which may be connected to the bollard you connect to, and you can connect an aerial direct to that. Okay. Yeah. Obviously movers, as you can see there, wastewater. You just see the damp patch was under the van there. Wastewater outlet is just there.
Oh yeah.
Just let it hit underneath the skirt. Toilet. So that shouldn't be any different, I wouldn't expect. It's got the
exactly
one with the wheels. Yeah. Drain down for that. I would think pretty similar as well.
Yeah.
That pipe there, you can use the drain down, or use that to drain down. Use the flush button to drain it down by pushing the water from the flush tank into your waste tank. And when you emptied it, then you just pull the little pipe in just to drain the last one. Okay. So make sure you do that for winter. Don't overfill that. Obviously it can overflow into the van if you do overflow it, especially if you travel with it overfull, then it will definitely be leaking into the van. You can travel with some in there, but not full.
Right.
No, I've had a pump when trying to drain down with that tube.
Yeah, you'll be there for hours.
The whole tube came out and flooded all the
trying to get that all cleared out, dried is. Yeah. So use the flush button on the toilet. Flush out as much as you can. Another good thing about that is it's actually, I've been wagging and shutter. Obviously the pump needs to get water out of it as well, so when you're flushing it, it's spinning the water out the pump as well, so you haven't got that held there. Especially if that freezes, you're in trouble. Okay, sitting on the back here, obviously that'll look different. You've got fixings for bike racks if you decide to go down that route, and also you can see the little camera in the back panel as well. So I've got a reverse camera. This is on a screen which works off a Wi-Fi system that the van's got to talk to the screen which is on, which is like a sat-nav little screen. Right. It's also got sat-nav, basic sat-nav on there as well. Okay. Right, coming down this side. So this is your jacking buckets and mud flap. Because of an all-wheel drive mover, these things have to be taken off, I'm afraid. Okay. So if you need to jack it up, obviously the jacking point is in a cardboard box, which is very clever. It's not the easiest things to jack up anyway, but obviously that it's even more difficult. If you have got to change the wheel, then it's probably best to get someone out. They're messing about. Okay. Coming down to the wheels, obviously very important that you check the wheel nut tensions on them regularly. It is on your plate here, 130 Newton meters. Okay. On the alloy, it is in the smaller writing, which I think would be in the bigger writing, but it isn't. Also shows your steel setting as well. So as you see, alloy, which is 130 Newton meters. Okay. I will be checking them before we leave. We do check them regularly. Obviously Also, tyre pressure is there as well. Obviously, another important thing to check.
65 psi or something.
On this one, 42.
42,
Obviously, you had a
that's
single. You had a
Yeah,
single
with-
accident.
yeah, yeah.
So obviously, spreads the weight a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, key wise, we've got one key, does all. So you've got one and a spare, depending on which one you want to add as a spare. Then alarm fob. So torch is the top button, if you had one of these before.
Yeah.
Torch, top button. To set the alarm, second button down,
Yeah.
one beep on, side markers flash once. So that's the alarm set.
Yeah.
Press it again, two beeps, two flashes off. Okay, if you subscribe to the tracker, that also arms the tracker.
Oh, right, okay.
So set the alarm, arms the tracker. Obviously, remember to take that off when you start driving, because obviously then you'll be pinging you along saying, "Oh, by the way, your caravan's moving." Okay.
Yeah.
240 outlet. I nearly forgot. 240 outlet. Gas barbecue outlet. So it should be pretty similar, I would expect, compared to the last one. Right. If you'd like to jump in, and we'll show you the fun thing inside here. Right. I thought you were doing somersaults. I did have one lady here the other day, she was rather excited. I thought she was going to do somersaults at some point. She was very
I am
excited.
very excited.
She was very excited. She was bouncing all over the place. Right, so what we've got is your control panel up there. So that will definitely look different than your last one.
A lot different.
Okay, it's still doing the same things,
Yeah.
with a few added extras. Okay, so we got master switch for your 12 volts. Is that one there? So that's your that's the actual button. We've got menu scroll up or down.
Yeah.
So you scroll up or down, it goes round and comes back to the same place depending on which way you go. Then select button for the menu. This side is your water pump, obviously important. Master switch for your main lights. Master switch for your dim bulb lights, which are now on, and awning light. So obviously the awning light outside, which I didn't do. So also the awning light is on your fob here. Obviously you can spot it. Yeah, that's one thing I didn't check because I've been running behind. Compressor now. Like every noisy today. My voice is going to go by the end of the day. Excuse me. Right, so they're your basics. Lights. So these are master switch for lights. They're individually switched. Obviously, there's plenty of switches and plenty of lights.
Yeah.
They obviously, if you don't switch it on there, then it won't come on, or your individual lights won't come on. Okay, if you can see that, wave my hand in front of it, lights the screen up.
All right.
So it goes to sleep after so many seconds. Shown in the centre is voltage of battery at the moment. That's going through a charger. That's why it's showing a higher value than you would normally expect to see a 12.5 volt or 12 volt battery. Top left, that little L there, that's to say we've got leisure battery attached. Sun icon, flashes, you may see that sometimes it goes out. That's the solar panel. Flash of electric, that's your electric connected, as in 240, and then clock, obviously, which is incorrect at the moment.
Yeah.
Showing down the bottom of the screen, because I switched the dim bulb lights on, it actually brings that across the bottom of the screen. That's where you can change the dim bulb lights manually.
Ah, yeah.
So press the select button, so 100%, then I've changed it down to 5, 10. So that's changing the ones above the bed and above the lounge lockers there. You can also change that via the app, if you've got an app on your phone.
Yeah.
On the manual side of it, it brings the level up or down together. On the app, you've got different channels, so you've got 1 and 2. So you can do the lounge at that level or bedroom at that level.
Right. Yes, I'm with you.
Separate.
I understand, yeah.
Okay, so scrolling up and down the menu, if I scroll up, internal temperature, that's the core temperature of your van, the fabric of the van. It's not the air temperature, which is from here, which is, I can't see from this angle, the heating system. So that's the core temperature. On your app, you'll have a frost alert. So that is what that uses. It's a different sensor to that one. It's the fabric rather than the air temperature it's recording or sensing even. AC limit, on site you will plug into your bollard. That's a bit quieter now. We've got a tractor go past next. Alright, so AC limit, on site you plug into that electric. You use too much electric, it's obviously limited. It will trip things.
Yeah.
Okay, so with this we can actually set a limit. So if I, so you can see it's off at the moment, if I press the select button, we can go 5 amp as low as.
Yeah.
So if you are jet setting around the continent or anything like that, they've got lesser ampage.
Right,
So you may find that they may be as low as 5 amp. Obviously that's not a lot. If you look in the centre now, that's what we're using at the moment.
Yeah.
So if it's above that, so if it's jumped above, so say we were operating on, you know, in this country obviously 10 to 16, usually quite common. So obviously we're just below it at the moment. If we had something like a kettle we switched on, obviously that could take it above the limit that we've set. It will actually start reducing the power on the boiler. So if we're up to 3 kilowatts on the boiler, it will drop the kilowatts on the boiler. Until that moment when the kettle clicks back off again, and obviously it will start coming back up again. Obviously,
clever,
if
isn't it?
yeah, oh, it's very clever. Obviously, if you start operating a load of electrical things all at the same time, then obviously it can still do it because you're overloaded.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see the little icon top right hand corner of the screen. That's to say we've opened it up. So you can set it all the way from 5 to 16, all off.
I'll take it off, yeah.
Yeah, just be careful. Okay, next one, tank fill. Obviously that's pretty obvious what that means, I would expect. So to fill our onboard tank, which is just sitting underneath there, which I'll show you in a second, when you obviously need to plug into the top inlet on the outside, press the select button, tank fill on. Obviously we're not going to be doing anything because we're not connected to it. So obviously that switches the pump on then that's in your rack roll. Starts filling your tank, little icon, top right hand corner again. So that's telling that's what's in operation if it was connected. You can see down this side, you can see this little F down the bottom. What that is, that's your freshwater tank side there.
Right,
so
yes.
there will be little blocks in there as it fills, or obviously as it empties it gets less. There's about 4 little blocks you will see, similar to them but just slightly bigger, but down this side. Okay, so once it reaches full, as I said, it will switch itself off, or just switch it off like that. Next one, select battery. If your car was attached still on site, you could actually draw power from that for your 12 volt side of it. There's birds now, where do they come from? Oh, I've got this. I bet the swallows are coming because they tend to nest in the back of
I was
our.
going to say, sounds like there's something nesting up there.
Yeah, well, they must have just turned up. Obviously, they've must have heard the weather. It was getting warmer. Right, so select battery. You can use the vehicle battery, but obviously you go and start using things like that. You drain the power on some of these modern cars with soon drain them down. You could be in trouble with your car then. Solar. So we got solar panel on the roof.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's that little sun icon. Obviously, not so much sun in the sky today. No vehicle battery, so if it was attached, you'd be able to see a level of your vehicle.
Yeah.
Leisure charging. So as it's obviously charging, it was showing 14.0 volts. As I said before, then that was is obviously pushing electric through that, so that's giving you more to put power into your battery. So normally you see 12 volt. Obviously, if you hadn't got your electric connected or your charger switched on, you'd see the true value of your battery. Sargent, that's the actual manufacturer of the electronic system, and the EC620 is your system we're working on. Next one, system settings. So from there we can control. We can change the clock, date, year, the screen setting, how long that stays lit, the LEDs, how long they stay lit. Also, we can pair your phone up, which we'll do that after. And fridge setting. So this thing will talk to the heating. It will talk to the fridge. It will talk to the lights. It will do all sorts of things, also via the app. So fridge, which is obviously sitting here, is that can talk to that. And heater settings, as I said, so from there we can select app or time or something like that to control that through there, which I'll show you afterwards. Then dimmer level, we'll come back round to that. So if you don't see dimmer level and you want to change the dimmer level, just scroll up or down until you see it, and then you can just press the select button to bring it up or down, or use your app. Okay. Happy with that bit?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Not
Glad I'm recording it.
Obviously not fried brains yet.
No,
Right.
yeah.
No?
But you've read quite a bit about it before anyway,
Yeah.
haven't you?
I'm a bit of a geek, aren't I?
That's right. Obviously, it gives you a bit. So when you do come in, because some people have just got no idea whatsoever, or all they've got is the old Nokia phone, and they think, don't want to touch that.
What do I do?
And they haven't got, they're not computer literate or anything, and it's.
I take it shows you on the solar panel at the moment, I assume, won't be charged up. It'd show how much power's coming from solar, will it, on there and everything?
It also shows you on your app.
0.3 of a volt on there.
Yeah.
That's it. So it gives you that app.
3 volts.
That's it. All right. So I'm just going to go for the doorway here so I can see the. Oh, I might be able to see the control panel. Oh, what's he saying on there? Gas failure. Right, I'm just thinking now. Have I switched the gas on? I've just been running round. 1 second. I better just check. I bet because I was running round. I bet I didn't quite switch it on.
Do you want to take both this? My arm's aching. A bit rubbish. I didn't realise.
It was switched off on there, wasn't it? Is it getting a bit heavy, that?
You
wouldn't believe how heavy that little...
Tiny little thing, and it's like to hold it like that. It's like a stress position.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Right. So, why do I just switch gas off for a second? So that'll clear that for a moment. Right. At the moment, I can't see a lot of this control panel from down here. It's just the screen's not the easiest thing to see. Right. What we can see on there. Right. So on/off button. So this is your heating system.
Yeah.
There's one system is sitting in that corner, does both. So it heats the hot water tank, which is in the centre. Also heats the circulation system, which is a separate system, but it's still going off the same boiler. That little circle icon top left, that means the heating is circulating, so that's your circulation pump. Okay, if it's not there, obviously it's not circulating the heating round. Little plug there, that is to indicate that we've got electric available. We haven't selected electric as yet, perhaps, but that is to say we can, because we've got electric connected. So what I need you to do now, if you just lift the bed up, you will see the consumer unit under there, and there should be an orange switch, and it should say heating and hot water. Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
Heating and hot water. If you just switch that off by just pressing it.
The orange switch.
Yeah.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
Get stuck under there with it.
It's tucked away right at the back, isn't it?
Yeah. So you shouldn't need to mess around too much with that, but you see now little plugs disappeared. Right.
Yeah.
So that means that there's a few reasons for that. Obviously, you haven't switched that on, you haven't plugged electric in, or something like the bollard you may be using, it may have been tripped by a previous customer, you never know.
Right, yeah.
So that needs to be there if you want to operate on electric. So if you're sitting here cold, and you think,
Wondering
oh,
why
well,
there's no heating.
yeah, why is there no heating? It might be, if just check to see if that is there. If that's not there, either you haven't switched that plug on there, or you haven't plugged your electric in.
Right.
So if you want to just switch that back on for me. Yeah, it's not the easiest places to put them, but once you've set that's it, you shouldn't need to go underneath it again. Right, so plugs appeared back.
Yeah.
Then room temperature is the next one. So 19 degrees, I think, from this angle. Okay. So if I press menu button now, what we can do is change the level of the thermostat setting. So at the moment it's set for 21 degrees.
Yeah.
Obviously you can plus or minus. You know, set to where you I'm comfortable you like the temperature. Maximum 30 degrees, minimum 5. Obviously depending on what energy you're using and how warm it is in or outside. Next one is water heating. Water heating off. Press the plus button that goes green. Half a triangle coloured in. Don't ask me why it's a triangle, but it is. So plus button, that's your normal running for your water heating. So half a triangle, normal running. If I press the plus button again, we're now boosting it. Okay,
so it's on a full triangle basically.
Yeah, full triangle is a boosted function. Yeah. What that will do in the meantime, switch your circulation pump off, because it wants to keep all the heat in that boiler.
Yeah.
Doesn't want it being run around the van and keeping the heat away from the boiler. Okay, so what that will do is boost it, as I said, concentrate all the heat on the boiler for 30 minutes, and then after that 30 minutes, or before, you can just press it back manually, or it will do it itself, and then allow, as long as it's within the temperature range, then for the
for like showering and stuff.
Yeah, if you want to use the onboard shower, obviously you need to be doing that, say 30 minutes before.
Yeah.
To give it that extra hot water. You're still limited to the volume of water you've got, which is 10 litres.
Yeah.
But it just gives you that bit of extra temperature. Plus, by using the mixer tap, obviously you're not using all the hot water all in one go.
Yeah.
You're using obviously you wouldn't be able to because it'd be a bit off.
Scalding.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Next one is energy. So that's all energy off. So the first one we come to is electric. 1, 2, or 3 kilowatts. Okay, the next one is gas. Hopefully it'll fire up now because I've switched the gas on, which does help. Okay, so why would we want to use gas and electric? So we can use gas on its own, we can use electric on its own, or we can use both. So if I just bring it back to 2 kilowatts now, so 2 kilowatts is not a huge amount of energy. Your fire that you had before, obviously you had a boiler and a fire.
Yeah.
This is 1 unit. 2 kilowatts you add on your fire, 2,000 watts.
Yeah.
That was just heating the room. Your boiler was doing something else, so that would require another, say, 2 kilowatts to heat it on the boiler. So if you imagine this is on 1 unit now, 2 kilowatts is not a huge amount of energy. It's okay, probably okay in the summer, because we don't really want a lot of heating. We probably want more hot water than heating. If you compare that to home and a kettle, that's about 2 kilowatts. It's heating up, what, a litre of water?
Yeah.
Ish. It's not trying to heat the kitchen.
Yeah.
Right, that boiler down there, 2 kilowatts, is trying to heat up 10 litres of water and this room.
Yeah.
So obviously a reasonable size room. So in the summer, okay. Winter, especially some of the temperatures we've had just recently, 2 kilowatts on its own may not be enough, or definitely won't be getting 30 degrees out of it. So you could try 3 kilowatts, obviously unless you're overloading the bollard, which then could be tripping, or that's limiting it for you. So it still will then probably drop back to 2 kilowatts. So if you say did 2 kilowatts on gas, what that will do is use, obviously it's a lot more energy, a lot more heat. It's going to heat it up. One, it's going to heat it up quicker, because you can notice you've got no holes in the bodywork to give you a blown air. It's all radiated heat which comes out from behind the seats. Okay, so 2 kilowatts of electric and gas, obviously both together, goes from cold up to temperature, shuts the gas off. Ticks over quite nicely on the electric then.
Right, yeah.
Obviously this is quite very insulated bodywork. Obviously door shut, it obviously keeps the heat in. You leave the door open, temperature drops, then obviously the gas will then kick in again alongside electric, using both energies, gets the temperature, shuts it off again. Or same with the boiler, use all the hot water, gas will kick in alongside electric. Okay, obviously as long as you've selected both.
Yeah.
All right. So it's not using gas all the time, but it's using obviously
When
just
it
to give you
needs
that
it,
extra
when it
boost.
needs it, yeah.
And obviously it will warm up quicker if, obviously, especially in the colder weather, unless you like sitting there with your coats on waiting for the temperature to rise.
It would.
Yeah. Oh, it's always that. I don't know why. But everybody seems that one is always warmer than the other person. Okay, happy with that bit?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. So this one here, grey one, that's aircon. Obviously, the only aircon you've got is open window door.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it was fitted, then that
Yeah.
one would be live. And A is auto activated functions. Even you can see that is that's that screen with a little bit of wire coming off it, which that talks to that. So that switched on, them two can talk.
Brilliant.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Smash it.
Right, happy with that bit. There is a lot further menu in that as well. If you want me to go through all that.
No, I think we're all
You're
right.
happy with that?
Yeah.
Basics
Yeah.
are good.
Good. Right. So next thing we've got obviously is your fridge.
Don't switch off.
Right. So on your fridge, you can see there now we've actually got a failure, and the failure is because I was trying to operate on gas and I hadn't switched it on. Okay. So if you come across that, which is quite good because I can show it out, explain how to reset it then. So I'll just go for what controls we've got anyway. But on-off button is there. You have to press and hold it pretty accurately and firmly to switch it on or off. Selection of energy is that one, and temperature is that one. Okay. If it fails, that's what it's done now. If I press and hold the on-off button, one beep, finger off. You see now it's gone off the hazard. It's gone solid to the flame icon, which is the gas. It's now reattempting to light it. Okay. Then hopefully, if it doesn't fail, obviously if it fails again. So the reason why it may fail, one, you haven't turned your gas on, or you haven't got any gas, or there may just be a bit of air in the system.
I'm with you.
Okay, so especially if you changed the gas cylinder recently. So if it does fail again, do the same again. Okay, what it's trying to do then is purge the air out of the system.
Yeah.
Okay. What we've also got, obviously, you select, so you can select if you want gas, select if you want electric, select auto. Auto, it selects the energy it thinks best available. So if electric's available, it'll go for that.
Yeah.
Electric's not available, it'll go for gas. Gas is not available, it will go for 12 volt. 12 volt is only coming from the car. Yeah, so it's not running off the laser battery, it's off the car.
Yeah.
12 volt will not cool the fridge down, it will maintain the temperature in the fridge.
Yeah.
So you need to cool it down before you travel. And obviously it's not going to do anything for your freezer box. Okay?
Yeah.
It needs a hell of a lot of energy to get down to whatever it is, minus 16 or whatever it is. Okay, temperature range, so that's just again on the fridge. So all 5 lit, that's the coldest setting.
Yeah.
So if it's coming out frozen butter, then obviously it's too cold. You reduce it a little bit.
Yeah.
Depending where you are, if you're in the south of France, you might need a bit more
Yeah.
energy to.
Yeah.
If you're also south of France and you've got a really low ampage bollard, gas might be the better option.
Yeah.
Because gas, it's a strange way of doing it, but it needs heat to cool it down.
Yeah.
And gas is obviously producing more energy to cool it compared to electric. Okay.
So that temperature's just for the fridge then? It's
Yes.
not right.
Yeah. Freezer is just freezer.
It's what it is,
yeah. It's not. You can't. It's not variable.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Cool.
Happy with that bit?
Yeah.
Good.
Absolutely.
So what we'll do, just have a look. Obviously, your tank.
Water tank and sit in the.
Water tank is sitting down there. So there's your tank. You've got a big plastic box
Yep.
there. So we got drain down. Should look pretty similar to what you've got, but if you see
Yeah.
there, you've got 2 drain downs.
Yes.
The one on the right, that is for your onboard tank. So that tank there is the drain down for that. The one on the left, you see that one just around the corner here. Obviously, that one that drains down what you had previously. So the boiler
Yeah.
and the rest of your tap system, so your hot and cold system, also drains through that there.
All right. So it's just one. It's just one each basically.
Yeah. Let's try and see what that. There's something just confusing me there. I'm not an engineer, right? So I'm just seeing this elbow
Yeah, I'm
here.
looking
That
at that.
doesn't look.
Oh,
Doesn't look, that doesn't look. No, that doesn't look right. That doesn't. I've just noticed that. Unless it's slightly changed. I see. I can see the pipe now. The pipe's not actually connected. That's on the tank side. I'll get an engineer to come and sort that out in a second. Right, because you always spotted that. Because if you'd have put water in that tank, yeah, you'd have been in trouble.
Oh, is that pipe at the top, isn't it? I couldn't see it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't see that. It actually looked like the pipe was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Obviously not. Right.
Right. Spaghetti, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. So what we've got. So the drain down there, boiler, that one,
Tank.
tank.
And it's just exactly the same as the other one. Just flick
Yes.
it up to drain.
Exactly.
Okay.
What we've got slight difference is this white one here, this white lever. So you've got info note to say which way these are all pointing. So you can see that white lever, it's pointing towards the acroll.
Yeah.
That means we're taking water into the water system from the acroll.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, that's how I remember it anyway.
Yeah.
If you turn it, it's pointing downwards.
Yeah.
That means it's taking water from the onboard tank.
Right, I'm with you.
Okay, so you don't need to point it in any general direction when you're filling it.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. It's when we're taking water.
Just when you're using it.
Yeah.
Which lever was that? Sorry.
There's a white one just here.
Just in
You
there.
see that?
You have to get down to do it
Right.
to see.
Okay. So you've seen them.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'll do, I'm going to leave that open to remind me to go and see the engineer before we go any further.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So you happy with that bit? Happy with your?
Yeah, I think everything else.
Yeah.
So it's
Well-
there because ours was under the settee, wasn't it? So
Yeah,
it's
the
nothing.
boiler's still there in that corner, but
Yeah.
obviously because it's part of the water system and the water tank's there now,
Yeah.
you don't have to use the onboard tank if you don't want to.
Yeah.
You can also have a direct pipe from the bollard, if you've got one of them super pitches, direct into the bottom inlet,
Yes.
rather than the tank fill straight to the bottom inlet. Obviously it's got to have a reducer in it,
Yeah, I have seen the kits for them.
yeah, or you
recently,
can have it
but-
direct to your acroll.
Yeah, that's what we've got. The
Yeah,
Aquaroll.
they're probably the
direct
safer
link.
option. Obviously, if you pressurise water into a van,
Yeah.
especially if you haven't got a reducer on it, or pressure can fluctuate obviously on a tap.
Yeah.
If it's going into an acroll, it just overflows the acroll. Where coming into the van, obviously something like that, the push fit,
Yeah,
yeah.
it can just push apart.
Yeah.
If you've got it,
Yeah.
all of a sudden there's a higher pressure for some reason. Okay, right.
Yeah.
The app. So have you got the app on your phone?
Yeah,
have you
of course.
registered with Swift Command as
I
well?
have, yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is I'm not sure if we've connected our end. But I'll be able to
New
find
classes.
out. Right. So what type of phone we got?
It's an LG, an Android.
Android. That's right. So okay. So what we need is your Bluetooth on settings first on your phone.
Bluetooth on.
Yeah. Now just go to your settings on your
Yeah.
phone. Okay. So we've got Bluetooth on.
Yeah.
Right. What I need to do now. So first time when you set your Bluetooth up, obviously
Yeah.
once you've set your individual gadgets on. So once you've done it once, you obviously don't need to do it again unless you have a new gadget that you want to connect to it. So we need to find system settings.
Yeah.
There we go. Select that. Obviously that's where you can do the hour and thing like that. You can scroll up or down, doesn't matter which, but I scroll up because I know it's quicker to get to there. So Bluetooth pair.
Yeah.
So if you put scan on there now, your Bluetooth search. Yeah, or search. Right. So what we should be able to see, or hopefully coming up soon, will be Swift BLE is what we're looking for. Are we on searching Swift BLE? No. There we go. Pairing up.
Pairing.
Having to think about it. Sometimes we do have a bit of problems. Sometimes the girders and things like that, signals tend to bounce around a little bit. Obviously, if it doesn't connect up, then we just go off processor, just delete that, and then there we go. Has that got it?
No, it's
No.
not, it's not having it.
It's not. All right. What I'll do, I'm just going to Bluetooth delete first, and just try again. Your stomach sounds like what mine feels like, empty. Just wait for that to finish. Bluetooth. Right, let's try again. So you're scanning Bluetooth active. Has that jumped up?
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Come out of there. Go onto the app. That's it. Search for control panel. Oh, there we go.
That's right.
Search for control panel. Should see a little blue icon come up. Hopefully, I'll try again. Or is it going to place? See. Can't see it at the moment. Have we lost it on there? Should just come on there. No, just that search for control panel. If not, we'll have to try and pair it up again. Just come back out. Just go back to settings again. So we've got Bluetooth on, yeah.
Her devices.
You know.
And that's actually in it, yeah.
So it's paired.
Yeah, well,
See what I'll do.
that'll
Close that. Hold on, then. Go back in, open it up again.
so search control panel. It's like it's not there, is it? Just go back, just unpair it then. Try that. Go back to your settings. And Bluetooth's definitely on, isn't it? Yeah. See, just unpair.
So it should go.
No, what?
To delete it first.
Oh, I'm going to have to go back out again.